was a disaster. Oh. Here we go again. Are we up? Fingers crossed. Okay. Happy Halloween, you guys. Okay, can you see me and hear me? I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Wait till you see my pilgrim outfit. Look at this. Look at my pilgrim outfit. Look, I even got the boots. This is a pilgrim auntie style. I am not wearing pants. Okay. Okay, let me not Sharon Stone you, or maybe I should. Maybe I should. All right, ready? 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 Here she goes. Okay. Think I will. Do I want to move you guys a little bit closer? I do. I do. Come see me. Come see your auntie. Okay. Boop. Boop. Here I am. Okay. All right. Okay. So, hi. I can't see any of the comments, so don't talk to me. Oh, damn it, you are talking to me. Santos is here with me in the room. I don't know if you can see him. I feel like I'm crooked. Let's boop. How about that? Yeah, I like that. It's my pilgrim outfit, you guys. It's my pilgrim outfit. Okay, so I am going to get into my mojo here like I did with Trump. So this is way different from a regular reading because we're going deep and who the hell knows what's going to happen. Where's the Scarlet A? I should have done it. I'm going to give you some background. I have notes. I'm going to give you some background on the Salem witch trials, just in case you're not sure, just in case you don't know. I think in the U.S. we're taught this in grade school, at least I was. And then again in high school, because, you know, we had to read the Crucible and all that stuff. So here's the deal. Salem witch trials. This actually did not happen only in Salem. By the way, I forgot this camera was over here. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to cut off in 20 minutes. So if you want to see the rest of this video, you should pop on over to Patreon, become a patron. It's super duper quick. This is for all patron levels. So you can sign up and view the video, and then you are signed up for the rest of the month. So you get the entire month's content. And then if you want to stick around, we would love you to. And if you don't have to. Okay, there we go. All right, so Salem witch trials. It didn't just happen in the city of Salem. It happened across a large swath of the Massachusetts Bay colonies, I should say. But I am focusing primarily on Salem Village and Salem Town. So Salem Town is now Salem, and Salem Village is a place whose name I can't remember that starts with a D. But basically what happened is these kids, and I'm focusing on just a few of them here, but these kids, Elizabeth Hubbard, Betty Paris, Abigail Williams, and Mary Warren, they start having these fits. Seems to come out of nowhere, and everybody's like, oh my God, what do we do? So it's Abigail Williams and Betty Paris. These two kids started off first, and well, it was her uncle and dad. So Abigail was the daughter, and nope, I switched that around. Betty was the daughter, Abigail was the niece. The father is Reverend Samuel Paris. They start having fits, and he's like, shit, what do we do? So they call the doctor. They call Dr. Griggs, William Griggs, and he comes in and he says, shit, I don't know what the problem is, must be witches. So not long after that, Mr. Griggs, Dr. Griggs, his niece, Elizabeth Hubbard, starts having fits. And then not long after that, Ms. Mary Warren, who was a servant to John and Elizabeth Proctor, she starts having fits. So now all these little girls are having fits, and they're freaking out, and they're doing weird exorcist shit, they're throwing Bibles and all this stuff. And so somebody says, well, we gotta name names. We gotta find out who the witches are. So they start naming names. I mean, this is like, this is early McCarthyism. They start naming names. And one of the names they named is Tituba, who was Reverend Samuel Paris's slave. She's an interesting character, and I definitely want to take a very close look at her. But they start naming all these names. They're naming people left and right. They go to trial. They have a special court convened. All this stuff goes down. And the kids are going, yeah, she did it, he did it, she did it, men and women. And they're convicting these people and hanging them. Except for poor Giles Corey, who was pressed to death because he refused to give a plea. 81 years old, they pressed him to death. What they did is they put a board over him, and then they piled rocks on top of that. And the method, it was a torture method designed to get him to plead one way or another. And he was like, fuck you, I'm not doing it. But that's how he passed away. So that is the background to the Salem witch trials. It blew up. The kids were in court. They were in court having fits. They were in court going into trances. And all these people, based on these kids, were hung and killed. So I am going to be headed over to, this is going to be a weird one. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be very weird. I've been prepping all morning. I'm going to be heading over to Gallows Hill in Salem, where the people were massacred, for lack of a better word. I'm going to be headed over to Salem Village and Salem Town. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back energetically, psychically, hopefully, to 1692 when all this took place, and I'm going to see what I can see. So, let's get to it. Let's get to it. In my pilgrim outfit. It's my pilgrim outfit. And you know, the thing is with these people too, they were like really effing religious. So we'll see what kind of energy comes up. All right, let's get going. Ready, go. By the way, I'm sorry I'm late, you guys. Patreon kicked me off. And I had to go through this very long process to get back into my own account. So I apologize for being late. Okay, so immediately, I haven't even started and I'm already getting compression, like, but here, it's all here, it's here. It's not here, it's here. Let's go to 1692. Give me the energy of 1692. Ooh, ooh. All right, so first off, I'm freezing cold. Yeah. And it's busy. There's not a lot of downtime. These people are not happy people. Like, they're not. There's no happy people here. There's no happy, they wouldn't know joy if it came up and bit him in the ass. There's no happy people here. Yeah, I like that. Some nice energy. Okay, I swear to God, I feel like I'm literally feel like I'm remote viewing right now, and I don't believe in remote viewing really, but I'm walking along a dirt road, and it's hard dirt, it's packed dirt, and there's like a rut in the middle of it, not on the side of it like wagons, but in the middle there's like a, goes in. And it seems, so it feels like what's going on here is there's some houses that are actually pretty close together, because it looks like, it feels like I'm going from house to house and they're pretty damn close, and then there's some that are out, pretty far out. And there's two buildings here that are like public buildings. I swear to God, these people are walking around It's really quiet. It's like, maybe it's just the way I'm doing it. Maybe I just can't hear. I don't know. Ooh, there's some funky energy already. This isn't here now. It's here then. It is a very funky energy. It's very uncomfortable. I feel like these people don't talk much. Oof. It's funky. It's like it's super rigid. It's a very rigid energy. It's not. I feel like even and I see like little kids playing, but even then it's like not like you would think kids are playing. I don't know, maybe I just can't hear them. But they're not loud. Nobody's loud. Nobody's yelling. And there's like a couple of carts rolling by, but these people, they're all very separate. Nobody seems to like each other in this place. I swear to God. I swear to God, nobody seems to like each other. Everybody's like, I'm doing my own thing. Leave me. Like, these were not happy people. None of them. So what else? It's a funky. There's a lot of fear. Like it was already there. Like the fear was already there. What is this? A lot of these people seem to have PTSD. It's really nasty energy. So I get very rigid. I get very rigid lines. I get, stay in your own lane. I get a lot of, what they're doing is their business, which is funny because eventually it becomes, what you're doing is my business because you're a witch. But a lot of like, if he's beating up his slave or he's beating up his wife or whatever, it's like we just don't talk about it. There's a lot of like it's very repressed. There's a lot of like we don't talk about it. It was already a landscape full of fear because these people, I feel like these people, everybody's giving each other side eye. Like everybody's just already like there's a whole. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's like a fuck you atmosphere. Not a lot of kindness among these people. There's some older lady who's very, very, very kind. Older, much older. She's got gray hair. She is, I believe, married. She is actually very superstitious. But she's the nice one. She's like the nice one. So I must be in Salem town. I'm thinking I must be there. She's the nice, like everybody knows she's like a nice lady. And some people hate her for it. I mean, these people are insane. I see these people, I don't know if this is because I'm doing this in a weird way, but I see these people walking and there's this road and it's a dirt road and there's like, what's on the other side of it? I can't see it. Oh, it looks like woods. So it looks like there's houses or something here. There's the dirt road here with the thing, like I said, the rut in the middle of it, almost like it caved in a little bit. And then it looks like there's woods over here and there's houses out there. But I can't hear any of these people. I have no sound. So I don't know if they're just walking along not talking or if I just can't hear them. But I get a lot of like, it's quiet. It's quiet. And there's a lot of, oh shit, man, I'm getting in deep now. Fuck. There's a lot of, I'm safe. I'm in the house, so I'm safe. There's a lot of this like, be in the house, be safe. Like these people did not wander. They didn't wander around. I get this very clearly. Like, when we are in the house, we are safe. When we are outside of the house, we are not safe. That's got to be Indians, right? I'm sorry, I'm using their terminology. I know it's Native Americans, but they're giving me Indians. There's a lot of trauma. Men are, of course, I mean, this is not really psychic, but it's coming through psychically. Men are supreme. Men are the jam. And there's a hierarchy among the people. So, and I'll tell you what else. John and Elizabeth Proctor, because I'm trying to zero in on these different names that I've got here. They come through first. They were not high up. They weren't that high up. I think they had a lot of money, or they had a lot of land. Because they weren't hurting for anything. But people, they weren't in the clique. It feels like there's a clique. It feels like there's a clique. It feels like there's a dominant clique, a dominant family or families that were like, it was basically their town. Yeah, it sort of reminds me of like It's a Wonderful Life with that terrible guy. You know that terrible guy. Was it Potter, right? Was it Potter? There's this clique. There's a clique. And so what does this have to do with the witch trials, I wonder? I know that I was reading up and they were saying, oh, this family, they did it, like this one family did it on purpose because they were trying to get rid of rivals. But that's not what I'm picking up here. But I pick up this clique. It's like the clique within the town. And it's not just one family. It's one family and maybe another family or a couple of people. Like more than that. They're like the popular kids. These are like the cool kids. And they're very dominant and they're not nice people. And there's a man, gotta be Paris. That's an assumption I'm making. But there's a man that's like this. And my eyes are fully closed for this. But there's a man that's like this, and he's like super bossy. Fuck, I forgot where I was for a minute. Jesus. He's really bossy. He bosses people around. He's ordering people around. Everybody does what this guy says. Everybody kind of falls in line behind him. So now I'm being shown sheep. There's sheep. There's little lammies I see walking around. Somebody's got their lambs walking around. Apparently, and I don't even know if they have bears. I'm assuming they have bears out there, but apparently big bear threat. Everybody's worried about the bears. There's a bear threat. That comes through very clearly. I get everybody is like fully being, that's the dog, fully being admonished, like almost all the time, like do this, don't do that, don't go out here. But there's safety concerns. There's big safety concerns. I guess somebody drowned somewhere because they're worried about, you don't want to end up like, I get this, like you don't want to end up like so-and-so was a kid drowned. I'm telling you, a kid drowned. In like a pond, or not a lake, but like a pond or something. Big safety, like, man, these people are obsessed with safety. But in a fearful way, not in like, we just gotta make sure everything's okay. No. Okay, so let's take a peek. Let's go to... Show me Samuel Paris. Ooh, okay, this guy has terrible energy. He's not the guy that's like this either. That's somebody else. That's some community leader. So I'm getting two different things here. The guy that's like this, he's hot shit. There's no other way to put it. Please do not start pooping while I'm in the middle of this. I will lose my mind. This guy thinks he's awesome. And everybody thinks he's awesome too. He gets away with a lot. I think he has a lot of money. He seems to have a lot of kids, and the kids are assets. My children have done me proud. Like, he's very proud of the kids. He doesn't have any like wayward kids or fucked up kids. Like, he's like, the kids rule. And then Paris actually does what this guy tells him to do. Okay, this is interesting. You're getting uncomfortable, huh? He's not pooping. He's very uncomfortable right now. I'm sorry, pal. I'm sorry. What do you want to do? Oh, okay. Do you want to can you get in your bed for me? He did this last time, you guys. Remember when I did Trump? But I know if he's not in the room, he's going to be outside the room freaking out. I just figured it'd be easier for him to be in. Do you want to go out? Are you freaking? You don't like this. He doesn't like this. Okay, I'm going to let him out, and I'll be back. Keep my mojo going. Maybe flash my ass. He's scared shitless. He might be. Okay, you want to go out, baby? You're getting freaked out. I feel it. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to go? Or you just want the door open? You can go. Go ahead. Okay. Good boy. All right. Whoop. Okay. Okay. There we go. He's fine. He just like, all of a sudden he was asleep. He was fully asleep, and then all of a sudden he just got very uncomfortable. Too much mojo, I think. I don't think it's like evil. I think it's just too much mojo for him. He's like, bitch, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not into it. Okay. So, show me this. Let's go back in. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, there is this, so I'm getting two very strong figures here. There's this guy. He's a bigger man. He's a bigger man. He's got kind of a broad chest, kind of a big belly, but not like huge. You know who he reminds me of body shape wise is, you're going to love this, the skipper on Gilligan's Island. He's kind of got that barrel, and he's just, oh, he's got money. This guy is rich, rich, rich. He came from money, this guy. This guy came from money. He didn't come over here to make his way. He came from money and was like, you know, because some of the people came over and they were poor, but not this guy. This guy was like, I got money. I'm going to get more money. So, Sharon Stone. Sharon. Okay. So now Paris. Show me Paris. He does what this guy tells him to do. Okay, he comes through pretty clear. I see this one pacing. He's pacing. I believe he's in an upstairs house. I believe he's upstairs. He's very worried. He's very concerned. Very, very concerned. He's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? He's worried about. So now I'm looking at. It looks like the fits have begun. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He's worried about the younger one. Is that the daughter? Yes. Okay, so he's worried about the younger one, the 9-year-old. He's worried about the little one. He could care less about the older one. That's the niece. He's kind of like, whatever. His wife is very weak. Not a strong person. She does whatever he says. I mean, they all did, right? Most of them did. But he's like, he doesn't even think to consult his wife. He's not even talking, he's literally not even talking to his wife about it. He's like, my problem, it's my thing. I have to make this okay. She has to be okay. Okay. He abused his niece, but he would not consider it abuse. But he feels like the daughter was more well-behaved than the niece. The niece needed a lot of correction. I see backhand. Boom. I see that. He was very big on the kids having to know the scriptures. Very big on it. He probably made them recite to him, like, you know, recite this right away. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. He's not a very strong man. He's not. This guy, this guy, he is bullish, and I think a bully, and made lots of declarative sentences. You will do this, you will do that, this will happen, that will happen. He paid a lot of people a lot of money to do what he wanted. And he had money overseas. So he came, I'm telling you, he came from money wherever he came from, England or whatever. He had money over there. And it looks like money goes back and forth between there or something. There's some kind of a, money's coming in from there, money's going out there. I don't know. I get this like weird overseas thing. So I don't know what that is. But the Reverend was not a strong man. He was, and when this goes down with the kids, he's at a loss. So show me what happened. Okay, so this is crazy, but this is what I'm getting. He was not home during the first occurrence, and during the first occurrence, it was only one of the girls. It was not both of the girls. And so it looks like it was the younger one. And I get that. Like, oh, I can't breathe. Ooh, that's me. Ooh, like that. I know that there was an idea that maybe it was an asthma attack, but this kid is either having a panic attack or an asthma attack. She can't breathe. She's either hysterical, she's having a panic attack, or she's having an asthma attack. I can't tell what it is, but it's here. It's all here. And it was one of the kids. I believe it was the daughter. It was the youngest daughter. It was one of the kids. It was not both kids. It was not both kids. It was only first one of the kids. And he was not in the house at the time. And I get it. It's very dim in the house. I don't know if this was near evening or what, but it's very dim, or maybe they were just dim houses. I don't know. And the wife and the wife and Tituba are the ones that saw it. And they were like, holy shit. They were afraid she was going to fall over and die. Oh man, I really can't breathe. This kid couldn't breathe. This kid could not breathe, but I don't know. Slow it down, Mama. Don't kill yourself on camera. This is going to be rougher than Trump. This is going to be rougher than Trump. He was easy. I cannot breathe. Starting to sweat too. Dial it back, dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. Come back to reality, Auntie. Get it together a little bit. You're going in too deep. Although I must say, I enjoy doing these. They're really interesting, and this kid couldn't fucking breathe. So she can't breathe. The other kid is, oh wow, I am in so deep here. This is cray cray. Okay, so she can't breathe. He's not home. The wife and Tituba see it, and they're like, holy crap. The other little girl, the niece, she sees what's going on, and she honestly seems to sort of care less. Like a kid, like she doesn't get it. She's like, oh, that's a problem. What is she doing? She seems to be sitting by a fire or something. She's sitting by a fireplace. There's food. It has to be evening time or something, because there's food here. There's like food on the stove. Well, the stove, you know, however the fuck they cook. Looks like it's in the fireplace. Looks like they're cooking in the fireplace. They must have been cooking in the fireplace back in the day. I don't know. That kid can't breathe. I got to get out of this kid's asthma attack. I think it's an asthma attack. I get it. She feels like she's being choked. But the other kid wasn't. The other kid. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. And I'm feeling extreme fear. Extreme fear. This kid feels like she's being choked. She can't breathe. I cannot tell if it's an asthma attack or a panic attack or just pure hysterics started with the fact that she had an asthma attack or a panic attack, but she's on the floor. And she's like this. She's freaking out. She's freaking out. The other kid is sitting by the fire, doesn't give a shit, does not care. She's just like, well, that's a thing. She's like a little sociopath. I don't know where he was, but he wasn't home. They had to go get him. They sent the other guy to go get him. They sent the other servant to go get him. And so this other kid, oh, interesting. Okay, so the kid, I gotta look at this. Okay, so it looks like the 9-year-old Betty, she's on the floor. I'm telling you, it started with her. I swear to God. And then the 11-year-old Abigail, she's the niece. She seems to think, God damn, I'm sweating. She seems to think, okay, it's passing, whatever it was. I don't know if I just had that kid's full asthma attack or what. That's rough. That was rough. That was one of the rougher ones, you guys. That was rough. Give me Trump any day. That was rough. Fuck. Whew. This is going to be full of cussing, and I said I was trying not to cuss on YouTube because of the shadow banning, and I'm cussing. So the other kid, the explanation is not medical. In her mind, she already thinks the kid is bewitched. And so now she's going, it's coming again next. Swear to God. I swear to God. So the next time it happens, so yeah, I'm not seeing him come home. No, I am seeing him come home. She's still on the floor. I think this kid had an asthma attack or something. She's still on the floor. It lasted for quite some time, and she's like this. It's not epilepsy. It's not a seizure. It's panic, and she's trying to breathe. So either she really couldn't breathe or she thought she couldn't breathe. I'm telling you, I don't know what set it off. Could be PTSD, because all these people have PTSD, and I feel it. So I see him over her on the floor, and he's had a hat on, and he's thrown the hat. Like, he straight up threw the hat. Like, he came in and, like, hat down, he's on the floor with her. And it passes. She calms down, and it passes. And the other kid is now terrified, thinking the devil got her. These people were very big on that shit. They were very big on it. And it was kind of a thing like, you know, if you get out of bed, the devil's going to get you. It was kind of that kind of thing too. So it wasn't just religious. It was also superstitious. And I think they use that kind of stuff to scare these kids and keep them in line. You know, don't go in the woods, the devil's going to get you. You know, that kind of thing. They're very worried about bears. The bears keep coming up. So I don't even know if they have bears out there. I know we have them here. But that fit passes. But I believe in the same evening there is another fit, and this time the other kid joins in. In fact, the other kid may have started it this time and set the little one off. But the niece did not have anything wrong with her. The 9-year-old did. Swear to God. I swear to God. Because I'm telling you guys, that was rough. Oh my God. I felt like I was being pinned down and choked, and I couldn't breathe. So I think this was maybe an asthma attack. Or I can't tell, but it happened again. Like, same night. I'm telling you, same night. But I think the other one started it. There was something wrong with this little girl. There was something wrong with this 9-year-old. There was something wrong with her. There was a physical, medical problem. The other one was like, oh shit, the devil's got her. Devil's gonna get me next. Seems like she was not a very good girl. She was a little bit more mischievous. She was kind of like, we're not supposed to go in the woods. Let's go like 2 feet into the woods. You know, that kind of a thing. She wasn't a bad kid. She wasn't. Now the other two, I'm kind of getting stuff on them. And they were, Elizabeth Hubbard and Mary Warren, they had ulterior motives. But this one, she wasn't a bad kid, but she had a natural curiosity. That guy hit her. I see that. He hit the niece. I see her getting backhanded big time. And I see him screaming. So the Reverend had a temper. This guy had a temper. And it would come and go. So, but he wasn't fully abusive. He wasn't, you know, abusing everybody. But God, if he got set off, if his temper got set off, the family seemed to kind of live in fear of this guy's temper. And I see him hitting that kid, really beating the shit out of her. And there is terrible energy around this place. There's so much fear energy in this town. And it's all over the place. And they were always, always, always worried about safety. And the kids did not really understand about the dangers, so I think what happened was they used like devil stuff a lot. They used that kind of stuff a lot. And they thought the Indians were devils. I know, again, it's improper terminology, but that's kind of where I'm at in my head right now. I'm back in the day. Although the cussing keeps happening. But they thought they were devils. They scared the shit out of these people, especially the kids. The kids thought they were devils. The devil's coming to get me. So I think the devil is partially Native Americans, partially some made-up phantom coming out of the Bible. But the kids, at least one of these kids had it conflagrated, you know, so it was together. So they get that kid recovered, and then the other one starts, and she just started screaming. But she truly thought, I'm next. She thought it was the unseen hand of the devil. She's terrified. So now this one is terrified. She starts screaming. This was real. This was not made up. This was very real to these two kids. The first kid, I'm telling you, had a medical problem. Second kid got lost in her own head and was like, oh shit. But then it's made worse because this guy, I don't know if he hit his own daughter. I know he hit the niece. I'm telling you, he hit that girl. And I don't know if that was part of it. And she was just like, oh shit. You know, I want him to be nice to me because he was being very nice to his youngest after she had this attack. And then then she sets the other one off again. So now she's screaming. She sets this one off. I don't know if this one is just going along with it. It's not the same as the first time. It's not the same as the real thing that happened to her. Now she's either in her head, or she's going, oh, she's screaming, I'm going to scream. Or it was like, oh crap, it's going to happen to me again. And so she freaks out. I don't know. But I'm telling you this, the first instance was real. It was a real medical thing, straight up. So now the two of them are going. Okay, that's all I've got there. That's it. That's all I've got. But I will tell you this, with the Reverend, he's an ineffectual man. He is actually an ineffectual man. I think he can make good business deals. I think he did make good business deals. I don't see him hurting for money. But when it came to, well, maybe he just felt ineffectual dealing with this. I don't know what to know. Some people did not listen to him. And it seemed like he worked for this guy, that guy. Who is this guy? I don't know. But, okay, let's move on. That was rough. Oh my God. Whew. I still feel like I can't breathe. That kid had a real problem. That was real. That was horrible. And it came out of nowhere. Scared the shit out of me. All right. So since we're in the Paris household, let's talk to Tituba. What do you got? Okay. So this is a slave that he showed up, when he came to the town, he showed up with her. So let's see, what can I get on her? So now this is interesting. So she's showing me her as a young girl, very slim. She wasn't from Africa. For sure was not from Africa. So it looks like South America, or an island near South America, something like that. When she talks, it sounds nice. It sounds nice to my ears. Did not speak English super duper well. She's telling me Mr. Paris is not a good man. She's telling me he's not a good man. She's talking. She's actually talking. These other people, it was just impressions. She's actually tip, 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 tip. I mean, I don't think it's not like mediumship talking. I don't know how else to put it, but she's talking. But she's saying he's not a good man. He's not a good man. He didn't treat people well. He was actually very good to his wife and his daughter, but everybody else could go to hell. He didn't care. And he was alternately very kind to the niece and then not. So with the niece, she could catch him on a good day and he would be very sweet and pat her on the head, and she like craved that attention. I think her parents drowned. I don't know, I keep getting drowning stuff, so I don't know what that's about. But I think her parents drowned or something because she's, or like lost at sea or died at sea or something, because there's something with her in the sea. And now she's saying, so she's showing me, I don't think he ever hit her, but he hit the niece. He did not hit Tituba. But he hit the niece. And he was very, like he liked to give out compliments, but they meant, how do I say this? It was hard to get his approval. So when you got it, you were like, oh, wow. Because I see that. And that it was hard, you know, if you did a good job, he didn't say anything. But if you did a really, really, really good job, then he was like, oh, good job. And you were like, oh, crap. I see him hitting that kid, but he never hit her. He never hit Tituba. He never hit anybody else. I just see this lady going about her business. There was never any fortune telling. I know that's on the internet, but she's like, no, absolutely not. She's saying we didn't have that. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. This lady, so listen, she just goes about her business. She has a very structured life. Most of these people did. There wasn't a lot of spur of the moment stuff going on here, but hers is like, I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. There's no deviation. She was actually really bored, but she didn't mind the work. She did not mind the work. And she's showing me she occasionally slept on the floor, not in the bed. So I don't know why that is. Maybe she had a bad back. I don't know. But she's also showing me that the older she got, the broader she got, which she wasn't happy about. And she's, okay, and it's cold. She's like, I hate the cold. She hates the cold. She hates the snow. She's like, this is not right. It's not right. She hated it. Hated it. It's not right. Like, she's like, no, this is a godforsaken place. How did I even get here? It looks like she was born free and then put into slavery. Yeah, she was born free. But when she was real, she's showing me an iron around her neck. So when she was really young, they were like, yeah, grab her. But she is not from Africa. I will, just like I'm saying that kid had a medical problem, the little girl, I will tell you this lady is not from Africa. And she was born free. But she was probably maybe 3 or 4 or 5 even when I see this around her neck. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And she's showing me like, she's not like on a chain gang, but it's almost like a leash, which is, this is gross. But it looks like once they got her out of that, like once she was out of that particular situation, she was like, okay, this is better. This is better. She's showing me that the people, because this wasn't the only guy she worked for. She worked for somebody else before that, and I think somebody else before that. But I think she was in her teens maybe when she started working for the Parises, maybe a little bit, yeah, somewhere in the late teens I think she was. But she had been with them for a while when they went to Salem. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if you can verify this. I don't know if this is on the internet or not. I have no idea. But she was like, the people were okay. They were okay to me. They were okay to me. I mean, would she want to be a slave? No. Did she choose that? No. But she was like, they were okay to me. So then she starts working for the Parises. She did not like working for these people. She did not like him. He was not a kind man. I get that. She was not a kind man. None of these people were kind people. She hated the cold. She absolutely hated the cold. Oh my God. It's so funny the things that come through. And she's showing me her feet. So I don't know if she got frostbite or she didn't have proper shoes. Or maybe she didn't like wearing shoes, but she's showing me her feet. Oh, her feet are swollen too. That started happening later in life, as it always does, right? No fortune telling though. She was like, no, absolutely not. She was like, so she's showing me the same picture but different perspectives. She's like, we are going about our business, and she had a routine. This woman had a routine. She did not deviate from the routine. I don't think she wanted to, number one, but number two, I think they got upset when she did. So, I mean, not that she ever did, because she never did, but she was like, they'd be pissed if I, didn't do this at this time, and this at this time, and this at this time. It was very regimented, regulated household. It was a very regimented, regulated village. I mean, it just, everything was like clockwork. And she's telling me these people had like no imagination. Oh, interesting. So she's also showing me that the time before when she was free, for the longest time she thought it was dreams. She didn't know it was real, and it kind of like hit her one day like, oh no, wait, that's like that. Like when she, I guess when she grew up, when she was old enough, she was like, oh, those things I thought were dreams were my childhood. Like she didn't get it. So okay, so yeah, there's no fortune telling. There none of that. Not even close. She kept to her business, they kept to their business. She knew where she was in the hierarchy. She knew that Paris could kill her anytime he wanted and nobody gave a shit. Like she knew where she was. She wasn't exceptionally bright, but she was smart enough to get that. She had pretty damn good survival instincts. Not great, but pretty damn good. So yeah, there was no she's like there's no fortune telling. Okay, so what else? Oh shit. She had no idea she was going to be arrested. She had no idea. Like not even a thought in her mind. Like she was like, these kids are acting like fools. She did truly think though, she knew the little one was having a problem. Like she knew that was a medical problem. But then when it kept happening and then they're like throwing things and just acting like idiots, she was like, this is bullshit. And she thought it was all going to sort itself out. It's either going to die down or their parents are going to catch on. She was like, whatever. Like she wasn't like, she just kept doing her routine. She didn't think it was going to turn into a big thing. She never ever thought anything supernatural was going on. She was like the poor little girl had a fit. She was worried about her. But she didn't think it was going to keep going. And then when the other one started in, then she was like, oh really? It's weird because she wasn't exceptionally bright. Like she wasn't like super crazy smart, but she wasn't dumb. You know, she's pretty average intelligence, but enough to be like, okay, you know, enough to know what's going on. But I keep telling you guys, I see her going like this, like, and she was never warm. She could never get warm. I don't know if it's because they didn't give her clothes to keep her warm. She didn't have the right clothes. She's showing her feet again, her shoes. I think the shoes didn't work or she had holes in her shoes because she is cold. This lady is cold like all the time. She was quiet. She was a quiet woman. She was quiet, and she showed me the wife was quiet. Everybody was really, I'm telling you, these people are like quiet. They didn't talk a lot. So then you get arrested. She wasn't expecting to get, like, not even in the lead. Like, it wasn't even like a rumor. All of a sudden, somebody was like, all right, let's go. And she didn't understand what was going on. Oh, she thought at first she might be sold. She was like, oh, like they're gonna get rid of me, like they're gonna sell me. They're gonna get rid of me. They're gonna sell me to somebody else. Straight up, she thought that was the oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, they were like, she was like, oh shit, now I'm in jail. But then for some reason she was like, they're gonna sell me. They're gonna get rid of me. I'm not getting anything about being questioned. That's like blank. There's nothing there, and I get nothing. She doesn't want to talk about the trial. There's nothing. She won't show me anything. I'm gonna have to look at it from another perspective. Okay, so, but she is telling me this, that the Reverend either took her out, he might have actually taken her out of jail. She didn't know she was going to get, maybe he was just talking to, but I guess at this point, they're going, okay, it's we can't find a medical reason, it's the devil, just keeps happening over and over again, these kids are throwing tantrums, basically. This is interesting. I'm getting a lot of stuff here. Anyway, I guess he was saying, like, the kids had already said, oh, like, I don't know if that little one had problems. Breathe again, by the way. Starting to have wax, and she's his name, and that's how they got the idea that it was her, and the kids were like, oh yeah, it's her. I don't know, but that's kind of what I get, because I see a kid screaming her name, like, oh, but it's almost like a help me. It's not like a you're, you know, not accusatory, not playing games. It feels like help me. I see this little girl, like help me. And she's straight up. I don't know if that's how they got into the idea that maybe it was her. See him talking to, I see Paris talking to Tituba. This is crazy that this is even happening. She's showing me, and he's saying, like, tell me, like, just tell me, like, tell me. And she's going, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, who? And he's not beating her up. He's imploring her, like, just please tell me. I just want to stop it. Like, I seriously don't know what you're talking about. You know, I know it's like, I was here for the same stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. But I can't tell if this is before or after she's been arrested. But I see him, like, on this. It's almost been an hour already. Jeez Louise. Whew, y'all. Woo! I feel I'm not even in my body right now. Oh my God. Are you guys having connection problems? Ooh, I'm not here. I'm fully not here. Ugh. Everybody's having connection problems. Shit. Just cleared. Of course, now that I'm out of my weirdo trance. Jesus. Circling again. Now I'm pixelated. All right, I'm gonna go back in for a look in. I don't know where. Panic-induced asthma attack. Oh, this was a deep one. Well, that's why I don't like to fuck with. Hopefully, the connection stays okay. I'm afraid that if I cut it off right now, yeah, I know it's weird because, like, I'm looking at my own playback and it's a little bit off. It's off on my own phone. This is very weird. So happy Halloween. But I'm afraid if I cut it off right now and try to do a new stream that I won't even. I don't know if I should turn the camera back on. I'm just gonna. I need a minute before I go back there. This is some. Oh God, you scared me. Hello, curtain. The dog has not come back in the room, by the way. He is fully gone. Okay. I'm just gonna stand up for a minute. I'm gonna Sharon Stone everyone. There. We are midstream. Stream here. A little bit back more for you guys on YouTube a little bit. I can't tell you what just started happening. This is crazy town. So right now, everybody that's watching me that they're seeing weird shit on. The stream is being interrupted. It's pixelated. It's this. It's that. I had to take a minute because I was like way too out there. But I'm gonna go back in. All right. So I want to look at two more people. Tituba. So Elizabeth Hubbard was one of the main accusers. She jumped onto it's stopping and starting. Jesus, this is wild. So listen, I'm on my camera. So if I have to, I'll put some of that up here if you guys want to watch it in playback. I don't know. I'm afraid if I cut off the stream, then I'm not going to be able to get back on. Cut off and the sound jump. This is supernatural. This is what? This never happens. Should I cut it and put up a new one? Okay, I'm doing it. I'm gonna put up a new stream. I'm gonna try a new. This is crazy. This is crazy town. That's what everybody's saying. There's something right here. I don't see a fucking thing. I don't see anything. I don't feel anything. I'm in. Now there's a weird thing on my. You guys, can you see this right here? My finger's going through it. Can you see this? Here we go. New stream. Oh, Jesus! Oh my God. Okay. All right. Everything is going awry here. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Orientation is locked. Okay, I'm going to do a new stream. Get ready. That's not even how that works.